All right, so I'm live, and hopefully at some point patrons will be able to actually watch this. So the whole purpose of this video is because my ass is lazy. It's a lie. No, seriously, I am lazy. Um, but I figure having a video to do this is much better than me trying to type this in a Patreon post, which just doesn't seem like the right way to do this thing. So I wanted to actually talk to you about it so you could actually see visually me while I'm going through this. There are changes coming. Actually, they're already here. They're posted on the Patreon page already. So, how does this affect you? The biggest thing for me is that all you Patreon patrons, are by far the most valuable people in my creative life. You are there day in, day out, week in, week out, month in, month out, and you support me. And your support is vital to my sustainability. I could not do as much as I do without you. Wow, that was beautiful. Matter of fact, I was talking to John McClane yesterday, the Dog and Pony Studios owner who produced Who Killed Julie and season 2 of Subject Found. And in talking to him, even he said, man, I just cannot believe how much you produce. And the fact is that wouldn't happen without all of you. So I had a couple things I had to think about, I had to do. And the deal is that both Subject Found and Who Killed Julie are incredibly successful in terms of downloads. Diary of a Madman, now that it's back, after 2 seasons of Subject Found, after Who Killed Julie, the second season of Diary of a Madman is doing very, very well for itself compared to the first season. And that's encouraging. But with all these downloads, I'm at a negative delta when it comes to patrons, meaning I've lost more than I've gained since the beginning of season 2 of Subject Found. So, yeah, I realize that Jack the Ripper story may not be in the spirit of Bigfoot, and it may not be what everybody anticipated for that season. But again, I've got 56, 57, 58 ideas for that show. And that may have been a part of it. Who Killed Julie may have been a part of it because it mimics true crime. Who knows? But I can no longer sustain the sacrifices, financial and time wise, into free content that I've done since 2015, since the spring of 2015. So almost 4 years now. I just can't. For example, I'm doing the Subject Found, or I did the Subject Found holiday special. I just finished it today, the day before Thanksgiving. Today alone, I spent 3 hours on that. Just today. All told, a 16-minute episode has probably taken me nearly 120 hours to create. Literally, 100, I just, I'm sure some of you are sitting there thinking about that. That's 3 weeks of full-time work at the job for 16 minutes of a 16-minute episode that people are going to consume for free and then turn around and not support future creations. It's not sustainable and it hasn't been. But I want to do season 3 of Subject Found. So for months now, I've been trying to think of a way to do that. Trying to think of a way to tell the next Subject Found, season 3, and hopefully many more after that. And maybe even do things like the next series after Who Killed Julie. And what I realized was fundraisers I'm horrible at. The fundraiser I tried for Subject Found was an unmitigated disaster. It really was. 5 people contributed. One is a friend who will support me no matter what I do, and a few others in the audio drama community. It didn't raise a 20th of what it needed to. So I can't fundraise. I don't have time to fundraise. So what I thought was I've got a small but dedicated hardcore group of patrons who are always there. What if I take that monthly income from patrons and start earmarking it for the 3rd season of Subject Found? So that's now what I'm going to do. Season 3, unless all of you disappear overnight or over time, season 3 of Subject Found is going to happen. It's just a matter of when. It's the end of 2018 now. And at my current patron level, with the expense of what that 3rd season would be, it'll be a while. We would be lucky. Well, if all things stayed the same, if all things remained as they are, we wouldn't even start working on the 3rd season until about a year from now. Meaning I wouldn't even start editing the script almost for a year. That's not a knock on you at all. It's more about the tens of thousands of people who love that show that are just like, give it to me for free, and they move on to the next thing. So I want to be able to do it. I want to be able to tell that story, and I want to be able to do it smartly, sustainably. So that's what we're going to do. The model is now going to shift to where I take Patreon donations, earmark it month after month after month to Subject Found until it's fully funded, and then we produce it. After that 3rd season of Subject Found is donated or funded, we'll move on to the next thing. That may be the Who Killed Julie follow on. It may be something else. We'll see as we get there. Okay, but that way we're steadily working toward producing these things, to creating these things that need to be told, that I feel have to be told. For you as patrons, what changes? Well, excuse me. As I keep getting notifications because I started the Discord channel today. So hey, if you haven't joined Discord, please do. But what does that mean for patrons? If you go back to Patreon now as a patron, regardless of where you are in a level, I don't want to lose any of your support, but I understand that the way it was structured before wasn't right in my right here in my heart. And uh so I restructured literally every single tier. I moved rewards around so that they now have moved up to the cheaper levels of patron support. Go look at those levels, please, and adjust as necessary. I realize we all have financial obligations, but I want you, patrons, to be part of my creative process, my creative journey. So I've moved everything. The neophyte level, the entry level $1 a month now has audio scripts. The $2 has everything in neophyte and a short story and access to the audio book. The $3 has all of that plus you. So you moved from $5 now down to $3. Trainee is a new platform. So all of the stuff before, plus I link your blog, your book, your author website, your audio drama to my page. So my fans will find you. Plus, I'm now doing a monthly Q&A uh, episode podcast standalone. It will only be on Patreon for those $5 a month people. So if you've got questions, send them to me. I'll collect them over the month and answer them. Another new level will be the oh, and that $5, by the way, isn't Ask Me Anything. Another new level is the $8 called the Warrior level. All the previous awards plus 25% off paperbacks, because I can't do that on digital until I'm rich and famous and I don't need Amazon to do me favors. $10 is now called the Night level, and you get the autographed paperback copies of future books after just 3 donations a year. $20 Gladiator free autograph book, and then the hero heroine level, that's crazy level, $100 a month, one-on-one sessions with me so I can help you. But essentially what has happened is I want to continue in audio drama. I want to continue making them, but I am not going to make them at the level I've been making them. You know why? Because I want to move over to books. The book audience appreciates creators and creative time, and they compensate us. It's not a ripoff to ask somebody for less money than a cup of coffee at Starbucks for something that has taken them a year to create, right? So they get it. The audio drama audience, by and large, you all aside, because you get it, but the by and large audience doesn't get it. They expect the Netflix model. You pay whatever your Netflix subscription, your Hulu subscription is a month, and you get all this content. Well, we don't have that as independent creators. We're all trying to create, but at a certain point, there's a breaking point, and I'm at my breaking point with this. So it has changed. I will continue to make, but we're going to save up until we can make those things. The big win. So at 12:20 in this episode, you need to be tuning in. I'll try to make a note to move this over to the post and Patreon. But here's the big win. More of you are going to get you. A lot more of you are going to get you now. So hopefully more of you will be involved with you since it drops down to the $3 level. But beyond that, I am now in the process. Those of you who attended my book release reading this past weekend for 12 Days of Christmas, you already kind of know this. But I'm in the process of outlining a new fantasy book, an epic fantasy series. I don't even know how many books this is going to last. It's going to last a lot. But I'm also going to make an audio drama out of it. The reason not all of my Patreon donations are going to go to Subject Found is because part of them are going to pay for the folks for this fantasy series. That's the next thing. You can see it in the goals on Patreon, but I believe that I can tap into the Subject Found audience and the Who Killed Julie audience to come over as patrons, and together we grow. This, trust me, I'm still at a loss in all of my creative ventures, audio drama and books. But I believe that this might be the model that'll work for me, the way I can work. Look, I'm all by myself. John is in Las Vegas. He does all the sound stuff, but there is no showrunner. There's no artist. There's no musician. These folks do the, they're just not there. And those who do are people like John in Las Vegas, who I can no longer ask to do this stuff for free. So I feel this is a win for everybody. I get to still do those audio dramas that I want to do. You still get them. You still get monthly stories. Nothing's going to change in that respect. Every month, I'm still going to do short stories or a chapter from the book or something. You're going to get at least 2 things a month. So the volume, the minimal volume doesn't change. We're just going to do this smarter together. and work towards that, and you're still going to get more exclusive. The fact is, let's just be honest. Nicole, Cheyenne, Erica, Tim, you all are part of, you're not only patrons, but you're also part of the horrible writing community. You all know that I'm a disciple of Joanna Penn, and I believe she's right. As the digital age matures, it trends towards zero. In order to be found, you have to give away. For me, and for a lot of folks, that trend meets a crossroad where we have to decide to give away or give up. I don't want to give up. So I believe I can still give you fiction deserving of your patron support each and every month while aiming for a sustainable goal. We'll see. This may blow up in my face and you may all disappear tomorrow. But I've got to try because as it is currently, the fact is, folks, currently the way the previous structure was, it was going to die. And I didn't want that. I didn't want it to die because I absolutely love being able to post on Patreon and see those comments come in. To release an episode of you and see those comments come in. The little likes, the validating comments that you all give. So we're going to give this a go. We'll see how it goes. I'm not asking any more for you. In fact, I actually encourage all of you to go back over to Patreon now with those new levels. See where the rewards are versus the contribution levels and see what works for your wallet. The last thing I want to do is ask any of you who have supported me to give more. I don't want that. I don't want to encourage you to give less, but I want to make this friendly for you. I don't want to make this painful where you have to make a hard choice. I don't want that. So I hope those new levels work. Go check them out and adjust accordingly, understanding you're not going to hurt my feelings because I know we all have bills to pay. If you have feedback for me or ideas for me on those levels, shoot them to me. Most of you have been here for so long. I have complete faith in your feedback and you and your judgment. And I don't say that lightheartedly at all. So go check them out. Let me know what you think. Um, adjust as necessary, but I'm really excited. I'm excited because I get to keep focusing on things now, books and future audio dramas. I get to focus knowing that I'll get to tell more subject found stories and possibly even the Who Killed Julie story or the follow on. And I'll get into epic fantasy. I hope. I hope you all don't disappear and we get to actually do that together. Um, but look at those that I honestly feel like I'm at peace with these. And I tried to move away from my mic so you could see that. Moving you up to a higher level or a lower level, cheaper level, so more people can get it. I feel good about that. I want more people to enjoy that. But including that monthly Q&A, ask me anything for the $5 level, I feel is the sweet spot. I hope it's a sweet spot because I'll give away anything. I don't care what the hell you ask. I will try to help you however I can. If you're part of the horrible writing community, you already know that. I will try to give away help, assist however I can. So check those out, see what works for you. And if you have any questions, my ideal is that if you have any questions, you ask before you bounce. I don't feel that anybody would bounce because I feel like this is actually more frugal for more people. People feel like they get more out of it without me running myself into a grave. So I feel like we all win, and that's kind of that's kind of the giving heart in me is I just want this to be enjoyable for everybody. without it being at the expense of one. I hope that makes sense. Anyways, either way, it's already at 20 minutes. I expected this to be like a 10-minute episode. So I wish all of you who are celebrating it a happy Thanksgiving, maybe filled with love and food, and may you be very, very sick tomorrow evening. Otherwise, you all keep being epic. Peace.